What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one, and I just watched a movie called Guardians of the Galaxy 3, starring Chris Pratt, of course, Bradley Cooper, and Chukwudi Owuji. I probably messed that man's name up so bad. There has to be the one with the difficult name. It just has to be. Every time. First of all, we know that Marvel's been going through some things for about quite a while now. Not good things. Not good things. All right. Neither has DC, but that's here or there. That we're not talking about DC right now. All right. We're talking about Marvel. Okay. And it's looking a little shaky, and it's not getting better as far as recently. Okay, recently it hasn't been getting better. All right, and there's at least 8 reasons I see their downfall coming soon. All right, reason number 1: Chadwick Boseman's death. This happened a while back, and yes, it's tragic. It was very tragic. I hated the fact that happened to the man, and we lost a very talented person in the process. Okay. And at the same time, this really hurt Marvel as far as the Black Panther franchise. They don't know what to do with it. Really don't know what to do with it. Now, anybody who's seen Black Panther 2, I'm not going to call the other one. All right. I'm not saying that title. You saw everything. Okay. You're a Marvel fan. You watched every end credit. And you saw what they did at the end of that movie. All right. So that kind of gives it hope that something will be done to kind of right the wrongs of that situation. Are they going to play the right cards with that? We shall see. They have to play the right cards, or else it's going to fall through the floor. All right. We don't want to see any more of the sister doing whatever. I don't want to see the sister anymore. Okay. Not as Black Panther. Just that should have been a quick thing and a phase. Okay? Please let it be a phase. Downfall number 2. You're giving characters solo spots with no introduction. Okay? You're doing this too many times, Marvel. All right? Starting with Shang-Chi. Who the hell is he? No one knew who Shang-Chi was until you brought it up. Unless you're like a hardcore Marvel books reader. Then you don't know who the hell that even is. Okay? This guy went around Marvel Universe training people how to fight, and he's one of the best fighters in the Marvel Universe in the comic books. No one was checking for Shang-Chi. No one asked. No one sat around the table and said, man, I just love that character Shang-Chi. I wish he had his own movie. No one said that, but you gave this man his own movie. And then the Marvel shows. The Marvel shows, you're giving characters their own shows who don't deserve it either. These characters need to be in someone else's movie first. Introduce the character the right way. See if the crowd loves this, and then give them their own movie. If the crowd is not asking for their own solo movie, then don't give it to them. No one asked for a lot of these people's solo projects. Miss Marvel and Moon Knight, and stop. Just please stop. Focus on the characters who matter. Let those other characters be background characters until their time is up. All right? Downfall number 3. Jeremy Renner's accident. Once again, another sad tragedy. All right. This man, he risked his life to save the little girl from another tractor, and then his body got mangled. All right. Thank goodness he's still alive. All right. But the question now lies, what are they going to do with Hawkeye as a character? Because he's in no shape to play in a movie anymore. It's not going to work anymore. Now, he does have a predecessor. I'm saying that right. He has someone under him. If you watch the actual show, and you know, he had to go through that torture watching the show, you know that the young girl who was also trying to be kind of like a second Hawkeye. And so maybe they're going to do something with her character now. It'll be a little premature because I don't think she's ready for that solo action like that. But possibly she could jump into the MCU a little quicker, just like they got Miss Marvel jumping in the MCU. All right. So we shall see how those cards are going to be played with that. Downfall number 4. Overdoing the humor. We saw this overplayed in Thor 4. All right. Just the goofiest crap ever. They tried to remake what they did with part 3. It didn't work. It didn't work. Please stop it. All right. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Now you're trying to do it in every movie now. Ant-Man had the same issue. And that's probably why a lot of people didn't like the movie at all. I liked it because it was the best one out of the 3. I never said it was the best movie in the world. Please don't get that wrong. Okay? Still, I know it had issues with the comedy. It was a little too much. They don't know how to balance their comedy and their action and their seriousness. Get that right. Please. Downfall number 5. Jonathan Majors accusations. Another serious situation that shouldn't be taken lightly. But it's really hurting Jonathan Majors' career right now. Even though there's evidence that he's not in the wrong. Or in this case, he's not in the wrong. Then there's so many people that are hating him all of a sudden. I don't know if it's a setup or if he really is not a great guy in real life. I just can't tell what's going on right now with that. It's really weird. But there's evidence that he didn't do this. There's a lot of evidence coming out. I don't understand why he's still going to get all his roles taken away. He might not play Kang ever again. They probably already filmed some stuff with him as Kang, and then that's going to be it. That you can't do this, man. This man is evidently innocent. So what's going on here with that? I don't know. Downfall number 6. Pushing agendas. Marvel's been doing this for quite a while. All right. They've been pushing a couple of agendas. I'm not going to name what kind of agendas, but they got to stop. You have to just stop doing that. You have to stop taking one agenda and then just grinding it through the entire film all the way. It ruins the creativity of the movie. All right. No one's entertained by that. No one's entertained by that. And I'm talking about any agenda. I'm not talking about just one specific agenda. I'm talking about any agenda you're trying to push that has nothing to do with the movie itself. Stop that. It's irritating. I heard one of the main ones whose idea this was to do this for Marvel has gotten fired. So hopefully that'll make some changes. But doesn't mean that she was the only was the only one that had that idea. So it doesn't matter if it was she or he. It could still go the wrong way. All right. Fix that. Downfall number 7. Scarlett Johansson is out of the franchise. She's been out of the franchise for a while, okay? And her character is too. So, yeah, it shouldn't matter, right? Well, there was a possibility, or there could have been a possibility that her character could have been brought back. But they did her so dirty with her own solo release that she was like, I'm out of here. I'm not taking this. This is crap. This is bull crap. So now maybe the other one that I call little sister, maybe she'll take up the reins. She's already been announced for another movie appearance. Okay, where I kind of felt like Black Widow was supposed to be in that. But since the situation happened, that's not a thing anymore. She's not Black Widow. Love her character to death. But she's not Black Widow, man. Last downfall. Number 8. Where are the X-Men? You've been promising the X-Men for so long. Where are the X-Men? We want the mutants now. You took too long to put them out. When are they going to come? That's the only thing that's going to save this franchise as a whole. MCU will only be saved by the X-Men's appearance. That's my belief. And my question is, for all of these depictions of a downfall, will Marvel even have a chance, even if they fix everything on this list? Will they have even one speck of a chance left to save the entire MCU? One shall find out. Will this movie itself save the MCU? We're about to find out. Let's go. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, I don't even know if I should finish this sentence. You're out of there. You're out of there. You're an idiot. If you don't know about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you're dumb. I'm sorry. And I sound mean and rude by saying that, but you just, no. It means you have no interest at all about Marvel if you have no idea about part 3. Okay, anybody who watches Guardians of the Galaxy and loved it was waiting for this. They were waiting, anticipating this movie. All right, they anticipated part 3 this entire time. You are not one of them. Get out. Just go. Just leave. All right? I don't want to see you again. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is pretty much, of course, leading off from the Christmas special and part 2, which happened a long time ago now, and the Thor movie. All that is leading from all of that. All right, we get them coming back, and they're just kind of in a funk. Star-Lord's drinking heavy. Rocket Raccoon is a little down in the dumps. He's wondering about what could have been, thinking to himself, what could have been my life. All right, we don't have Gamora anymore. They ain't the same Gamora we know. So we're kind of hurt still. We're a little hurt still from that. We're still suffering from that. People are in bad moods because of this. It's not a good vibe. All right. And then all of a sudden, Adam Warlock zooms through the window and just slams Rocket Raccoon through about 8 brick walls. Not even brick, just like metal. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, this just messes Rocket's whole body up. And then Adam Warlock begins to fight the rest of the team while Rocket is fighting for his life. Okay. And now they must find a way to save Rocket, because not only is he in critical condition, he has a kill switch in his body planted in there by the High Evolutionary, the man who created him. And so they must now find the High Evolutionary and fix this. But it's not going to be that easy. And that's the premise of the movie. Positive number 1. The fight scenes were an incredible buildup. Okay, it started off slow with a few minor fight scenes here and there, a few special effects thrown out there and here, and then some fancy moves popped in a couple of times, and that's it. But then as the movie progresses, you start to see that the fights get grittier. They get a little more violent. And then by the end or close to the end of the movie, the whole team gets in there and they're just acting a fool. All right. They're just acting a damn fool in that scene, bro. It was epic. It was for their last time together. That was just a great thing to see. I enjoyed that. I was entertained to the fullest with that scene. Okay. I loved every second of that scene. That specific scene, especially, it moved me. It moved me. Okay. Positive number 2. Rocket Raccoon's backstory was moving. It was moving. Here's one thing we should start off with. Yes, it's shown evident throughout each movie, each Guardian of the Galaxy movie, but I never really realized until they just kind of pinpointed and focused in on his character like this to show you just how smart Rocket is. Rocket Raccoon is smart as hell. He's smarter than half that team. You do know that, right? He just doesn't sound like he's smart. But he's a smart little rodent. He's a smart man. I want to say a man, but he's not a man. Even though he thinks he is. He doesn't want to be a raccoon. He denies that. But he's a very smart character. It's insane how smart he is. To the point where his creator was getting jealous of how smart he was. That happens all the time. And I was impressed by that. The backstory, it was heartwarming, it was heart touch, it touched the soul. He had the friends that were with him throughout the whole imprisonment, and the experiments done on him were just crazy. Okay, and you felt his anger and his pain. He didn't deserve any of this. This man was just so selfish and wanted to see his creations elevate that he didn't care about the feelings of the people he was working on. All right. That guy was insane. And you could see it throughout the backstory. It kept going in and out because, you know, his whole life is flashed before his eyes, of course. And it showed you just how different Rocket was back then. He was so innocent. He was a very innocent character back in the day. He wasn't as foul-mouthed and just a wisecracking, I want to say something else. I'm not going to say it. Right? A wisecracking a-hole as he turned out to be. Okay? He was a different person back then. All right? He actually had a little bit of a sentimental side to him. Surprisingly. All right? Positive number 3. As we all know, Guardians of the Galaxy always brings the killer soundtracks, all right? And they take you through a period piece, through the 70s and the 80s and so on and so on. In this one, they're going down the line and they're kind of playing around with the 90s. They're all over the place, but they're mostly through the 90s to the early 2000s with this one. But at the same time, you can tell there's a different mood with this soundtrack. It's the mood that says, this is going to be the last go. This is going to be the final hoorah. This is the final curtain right here. This is it. This is it. And the music expressed that as well. But it still was entertaining, and I still enjoyed a lot of the selection that they provided us throughout this film. It never fails. I don't know who's picking these songs, but you're doing a great job, man. You need it. If I have a movie, please help me with my songs. I don't need a lot of help, but I'm going to ask a little favor from you. All right. Hook me up with some of those tracks. Okay. Last positive. Mantis, Drax, and Nebula. They maintained that Three Stooges persona perfectly throughout this movie. All right, they didn't disappoint. My whole point is that they didn't disappoint me. Okay, if you want, every time you want to laugh, just go to Mantis, Drax, and Nebula, because Mantis and Drax were the two bumbling idiots, and Nebula was the one who had to bonk him on the head, just like the Three Stooges. Okay, and it got to a point where they all had to tell each other about themselves, and the moment of truth came out. Damn, they all had to go through the moment of truth to the point where one of the characters had to get their memory erased, or that of that moment, because such harsh truth was revealed. Okay, let's just put it like that. It was that kind of back and forth throughout the movie with these three characters that I enjoyed. Okay, those three just kind of bounced off each other as far as personalities and stupidity and just being just unbearable character people to be around. Okay, and not only that, the villain, the High Evolutionary, was such a good villain. I hope he doesn't go underrated as a villain in the list of Marvel villains in the future. All right, because they did a great job with this villain. Chukwudi, whatever his name is, he did a great job as an actor. He played the villain, or kind of the villain, in Peacemaker. He was great in that, and he was good in this movie as well. All right, he brought every piece of the actor vibe to that character, more than anybody else on that set. Not even gonna lie, he was probably the best actor on set, hands down. Okay, negatives: Star-Lord's obsession with Gamora. Okay, so we know this is not the real Gamora on this one, right? It's a fake Gamora right now. Star-Lord, for some reason, could not get this through his thick skull. This is not the one you deal with all the time, you idiot. It got to the point where it started to get annoying, and it made Star-Lord look like such a lame. He looked like a complete lame. Gamora was irritated. The rest of the team was irritated by this. I was irritated by Star-Lord, his whining and crying about. And I understand, yes, you just lost someone you love, but you cannot make this new Gamora be that same person. Just let it go. Let it go, Star-Lord. Negative number 2. Is Ronan stronger than Adam Warlock? Let me explain. We all remember the fight with Ronan and Drax from part 1, right? Drax got his ass kicked, okay? All throughout that neighborhood, all throughout those streets. He got swung around and pummeled. But in this one, Drax actually had a fighting chance with Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is nothing to scoff at. He's a very powerful character. I looked it up. Now, it did say that Ronan could lift 10 tons or whatever, and then that Adam Warlock could only lift 4 tons. But then it said Adam Warlock could lift 10 times that when he was advanced. So was Adam Warlock advanced in this movie? Because if he was, that's not a good look. All right? Last negative. The movie got the Transformer effect. Right? There was a certain point in the movie where I just couldn't tell what the hell was going on. All right, and it threw me off, and I was not sleepy, so I wasn't falling asleep or just misunderstanding something. It was just total chaos, and that kind of threw me off from the movie. It kind of turned me in the wrong way with that situation. But I still gotta give this a hell yes. This was the best one out of the 3. I don't care what you say. This is the best one out of 3. And just because this was good, I have to warn you, it doesn't mean this is going to save MCU. Because that was James Gunn's baby. Press that like button, share it, subscribe.